Hello and welcome to another Pixar video. If you'd like to check out my channel, I have plenty of Pixar theories, reviews, and other content for you to watch, so if that interests you, feel free to check out my channel. But anyway, Turning Red has been out for a couple weeks now, and I finally collected my thoughts to do a review on it. I made a whole video in February explaining why this would be way better than most people were expecting, and how the trailer was so perfectly edited to only show certain parts of the movie to make it seem like it was a way different movie than it would actually turn out being. And I was spot on with that. But I never could have imagined it being this good. This movie was nothing far from amazing, and I can't give it enough praise. This was my reaction when I finished watching it. I have no words to describe what I just watched, but it's 2 a.m. right now, and I need to go to bed, so I'm going to bed. Also, I just need some time to just process this movie. I was honestly shocked and I didn't know what to say. I've watched it 4 times now and I'm still shocked at just how great it was. And I'll get into my reasons why it was so great right now. Just to start, let's talk about the animation. This is the best animation I've seen in any movie ever, and that's saying a lot. The way the light reflects in certain scenes and how every movement is just so fluid, I've never seen anything like it. But aside from the great animation, the story is what matters most, so let's talk about that. This movie was honestly a lot more mature than I expected. I would even go as far as to say it would probably be a PG-13 movie. Once they started calling this Devin guy hot, I'm like, okay, this feels a little out of place for a Pixar movie, but not in a bad way. Just compare that to Inside Out when Riley bumps into Jordan at her hockey game. It just seems a lot more childlike than just outright calling her hot. But to be fair, May and her friends are a little older than Riley. Also, the kinds of boys she likes are kind of weird. This Devin kid looks like a human fish, and Carter Murphy Mayhew looks like a 10-year-old in desperate need of a haircut. But besides that, there are 2 main things that make this movie really resonate with me. The main complaint I hear about this movie is, oh, it's cringy. And to that I say, what do you think teenagers are? And that's coming from being one myself. The dialogue doesn't feel like actors pretending to be teenage kids. They actually sound almost eerily close to reality with everything they say and do. Most movies will make the dialogue really exaggerated or just so inaccurate to real life, but this movie sounds really like what I would expect to hear kids from that age say. And what is so ironic about this for me is that it came out the day before my sister's 13th birthday, and I felt like I was living this movie the next day. It was actually really strange and coincidental. I've also heard people saying that this movie is only made for girls, so they can't relate and that's why it's bad. But the thing is, a story is supposed to put you in the shoes of that character and make you experience the story through their eyes, no matter what the circumstances of who they are. I'm not a girl, but I can relate since I'm around that age range. And just like Onward is a story about boys turning into men, this is a story about girls turning into women, but I still think everyone should be able to enjoy it. The other thing I was going to mention that stuck out to me about this movie is how everything escalates to lead up to this big final battle. Out of any movie, this is the last movie I would expect to have a final battle. No other Pixar movie has done that, except for The Incredibles, just because that's a superhero movie. You would think out of every Pixar movie, this one would have the lowest stakes. A fish travels across the ocean to save his only son. Superheroes fighting to stop a villain from destroying a city to make himself look like a hero. The fate of the entire human race. And then we have, girl asks her mom to go to a concert, but she says no. So you would think it has the lowest stakes, but it actually doesn't. The whole final sequence had such beautiful visuals when she runs past the Pizza Planet truck and then leaps into the air past the red moon as she throws off her cape. I remember watching this for the first time and just freaking out when I saw Ming show up as a Godzilla-sized monster. And when Fort Town just rises from the ashes and continues to perform is just the most epic thing ever. Also, I really like the character of Tyler, just how he changes throughout the whole movie. It's just so hilarious to me. The music is amazing, not even just the Fort Town music, but even just the song that plays during this scene. And the whole early 2000s thing was actually really cool. I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, but it was actually really well done. And it's kind of weird to think that Pixar's been around for so long now that Domi Shi would have been growing up or watching Toy Story, Monsters Inc., and Finding Nemo, and now she actually works there. I wasn't even alive, so I can't really say too much about it. The fact that this wasn't in theaters is just beyond me. I watched this in the most cinematic way I could have. I was in an upstairs room, completely dark, with an outdoor party speaker for sound. The ending scene just had so much emotion in it, and I love they do an epilogue similar to Inside Out, where she reintroduces herself as a new person to show how much she changed. I could tell that a lot of passion was put into this movie, and it definitely paid off. And I really hope that Domi Shi has the opportunity to make another movie at Pixar in the future. That's all I really had to say about this movie. I give it a 10 out of 10. It was amazing, and I can't wait for Lightyear. If you would like to check out my channel for more Pixar content, feel free to do so. Anyway, bye.